Sorry. So basically, the I have this song that plays and it just stops when I shift the scene. But I just dropped straight into it and just showed you on stream. I We are already in the conversation. Welcome to TTX Virtual. This one is going to be a very interesting one to say the least because there are so many things that has happened that I have had communication problems with. It's hard to communicate when you're going through so many new emotions at the same time. And then with all the things happening, they're opening new windows to new thoughts and possibilities and everything that is going on. So it's been a journey to say the least. And without further ado, we can just jump straight into it. This is Pablo. This is Ao Inti. This is the first person that I really talked to when I got started on the journey. And we haven't really spoken since the beginning. We have been in contact. We've been like with each other in energy and thought of each other and interacted and followed each other's journeys, but we haven't really sat down and just hi, right? And then he coincidentally 2 days ago, I was having one of those long-awaited talks with my brother, and here comes a message from Ao, right? The last message from where we had any interaction in the chat was 2021. I was like, wow, this is interesting. He jumps on, we catch up, and here we are 2 days later with a completely new future. Like the future just expanded from there as well. And wow, that day was impactful. But Ao, do you want to introduce yourself? Who are you? Where are you?
Thank you. Thank you, my friend. And hi to everyone who is watching this meeting, this conversation, whether it is live um, or in a replay, it doesn't matter. The message stays. Um, I'm out here in Colombia. I live in Colombia, um, and I've been here for about the last 6 7 years since I came back from the States. Um, in a quest, in a search, following. I was reflecting today, and honestly, like I could not have planned to be where I am right now. It's just, if I had planned it, it would just be so much different. Because it was not even in my imagination that these things could be possible. Um, but all I have been doing these 7 years is just been following my heart through, and um, not listening too much to reason, but going through how I feel. And that feeling, or that route of going through how I feel and what I feel like doing, regardless of it doesn't make much sense to me even at the moment, aside from just it feels right. Like that is the only like argument, valid argument. It's like, why are you doing this? It just feels right. Okay, to everyone else it's just crazy. Like, okay, I'll lost it. I'll just gave up on all this other stuff he had going on. He he became a hippie. So it's normal, and I think that I guess I'm going with this because the subject of today is a tale of transformation, and it's part of my transformation too. um, whenever you start transforming, which is really just going back to your essence.
Hmm.
It's like taking away the things that you're not. Um, so you had transformed and become somebody you aren't, and then you had to transform back into who you already were. Like, you're not really transforming, you're going back to who you are. And in a place where people are not really living their truth, they're not really authentic. Most people, if you gather 100 people and ask them, are you, or don't ask them, just ask some questions. Because if you ask 100 people and you tell them, are you living your truth, are you authentic, they're all going to say yeah,
Yeah.
or most of them.
Yeah.
But when you go and actually evaluate that, most people aren't. So when you start living your truth, when you start going back to your authentic self, and that means not living for the truth of whatever society or people around you or the expectations, you drop that, then of course it's gonna seem crazy to most. It's just, if you want to live your truth, you have to be willing to accept the fact that you're gonna look crazy to a lot of people. It's just, it's how it is.
It's part of the
And
game.
that's what happened to me. That's what happened to me. And that path led me to walk very close to nature, very close to nature. Like, I used to live in the States, and my life just took a big turn, and I just had a calling to come back to my land, to my roots. And to me, like progress and my path, like imagine a serpent that is eating its own tail. So it's like, it's going back to the beginning. To me, the future is in the beginning. It they collapse. So the key to the future is in our ancestors, in my opinion, in what they knew, and in also what they did, quote unquote, wrong, because also they were learning. And we have all that wisdom, and I think it is very, it's not wise to neglect all of the heritage that we have from our ancestors. Even if you're in a land where you feel like, oh, but there's no like ancestors here, dude, their ancestors are inside of you. You got to learn how to connect with that. Of course, if you have elders, if you have indigenous tribes, if you have people who are still wise, not that they say they're wise, that you can feel that they have a connection, and that they know their place in the cosmos, that they are well rooted on earth, but that they are also gazing upon the universe. These people who, okay, I can feel that this person knows who they are and where they're going and where they're come from. Okay, doesn't have to be an indigenous person, doesn't have to be, but these people, talk to these people, study these people, learn from these people. And that's what I've done. I, by not really looking to do that, because now that I look back, oh, that's what I was doing. But at the moment, I was just like, man, I need to like find some peace. I need to like shed everything that is excess, everything that is not actually necessary. Like, why am I carrying this heavy bag? Like, why do I have so many things in my bag? Like, there's things in my bag that I haven't used for years, and I'm still carrying them. I'm no shit. I'm tired all the time. No shit. I don't make room for new things. And it's normal. Like, you will feel when you're trying to transform. It's We have this attachment to the things that we've done, and we have this attachment to the things that we have. Just go, if you're like, you want new clothes, you really, okay, then get rid of all your clothes, or get rid of like 90% of your clothes, so that more can come in. You're gonna be like, ah, but this one, I may use it some other day. It's like, this one I really like. It's been like 3 months, but maybe one day. It's like, dude, that's how we are with so many things. We really want something new, but we're not willing to let go what we have. And that is insanity, because if you have a closed hand, you cannot receive. You gotta like
Yeah.
open it. You gotta open it. You gotta let it go. So that's what I did. I let go of my old lifestyle. I let go of like what people said to me. I let go of all of that, and I started to receive a lot. I started to receive. I let go of what people thought of me, and I started to receive what I knew about me, which is, I mean, that's like gold.
Mhm.
Know yourself. Know yourself. What is actually in your heart's desire? What is actually what you enjoy doing? What are the things that you actually don't enjoy doing, and like, what are you willing to negotiate with that? So I started to receive a lot of different things, and one of the amazing things that I got was the 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 wisdom of the good life. So I had no idea this was possible. So I started just having some encounters with plant medicine, with ayahuasca mainly, and that just opened so many different perceptions and things like that, that I went to the jungle, and I went to those places to learn. And I thought I went for that. I thought I went to learn from the shamans, and I was in fact there learning from the shamans. That was part of it. But really, the bulk of the experience was me being in a land where there is a community of loving people. Like, I had not experienced that before. Of everyone is loving in their own way, but loving people in a conscious way.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a different. Like, I met a man, the first man that is not my dad or my brother, to tell me I love you.
Wow.
And that was like, I didn't know what to do with that. I felt uncomfortable receiving love from another man in a way that was actually pure.
Yeah.
Like I could feel that energy of like, I know you judge yourself, and I know you have all these things that you think are whatever, but like, I love you with all of that.
Yeah.
And just saying that right now, it gives me chills
Same
because
here.
I remember the experience. I remember the experience being with this man as well. Like, I remember we used to go in a jog, like 4 in the morning. We would run, 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 and then at like 6, when it started getting in the morning, we'd stop at a river
Mm.
and we meditate for a little bit, and then we will always go into the water. And every single time he just get naked and go. And at the time, I was like, now I feel stupid. Now I feel stupid if I don't go naked. Like, this guy is like putting the bar up there
Yeah.
in confidence, and he was not even putting the bar. He was just being himself.
Yeah.
But in my perception, the moment, this guy is like, is this guy testing me? Is this guy like? I couldn't understand it, and I just at first I took it off and kind of like just covered a little bit and went in and then put it on, and then with time, that completely just went away, and I was able to as well be at peace with being myself in naked, and that goes through all, mentally, emotionally. um so the experience I had there was amazing because these people were, mm, they're really living a life of service,
Mm.
you know and they were rich. They were millionaires without having a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
They were rich because of the richness of their hearts.
Mm.
They were rich because they wouldn't go a meal without, for sure and legit, being so freaking thankful for the food.
Yeah.
And this is just something that I hadn't seen before. There's no goal. It was a lot of just appreciation for what it was. And of course, they do so many things. Like, you go look into their website, um, they're like doing so many different things. They, of course, they have goals and they do a lot, but there was no rush.
No.
They were there where they were, and and that experience there was just amazing to me because, I came from. I was just looking at this post yesterday, one of the ones I sent you with the flowers of basil, and he was saying like, man, I at that moment I was there, that picture, and it just
Yeah.
took me back. And I was saying in the post like, look, I'm so happy right now, and I have one pair of boots, I have two jeans, I have three shirts, I have my dog with me, I have five pair of underwear, I have to wash by hand, and I'm so happy, and I feel at peace. There was a time where I have more clothes that I could wear, and I have all this excess, and and I was afraid of letting that excess go. And what I experienced there was transformational. And since then, I kind of recalibrated my my north,
Mm.
which kind of like just put me in a different present moment. And I decided that I was gonna live a more simple life and always be of service as well. And I had been, when that was, I think, after I met you. Like, I already had been working with people. I already been always feeling like I want to help, um, alleviate some of the pains that people have.
Yeah.
And but through through actually being in the land and seeing what it is to grow your own food and to being in communing with the land, and how that um, links to working with people and helping people, is just highly transformative. And fast forward to today, I moved out of there because I had an amazing invitation from my mom to do something very similar in a place of her own. And I did it there. I planted so many different trees. I planted Brody's tree. I planted so many different trees, which I have this ritual where you connect a tree to a person through through crystal quartz and and chanting.
Mm.
So you can program both chords, so they are like
Wow.
like transmitters, and then you plant it here. You have one there. I have one here. I planted with the tree. Um, we meet for like 5 or 6 days at the same time and do the same chants and put the same intentions in this and visualize that they're connected from here to Norway, and then I just plant it there. And then when this tree grows, it's just a huge antenna with the intention that you set, and it's transmitting to the quartz, to your quartz in whatever it is that you carry. So like we can make these grids of energy with the power of trees, which is like
Wow.
then this is like basic, this is like common sense to indigenous people,
Yeah.
and to us it's like, oh wow. But actually not wow, because if you look at like cell phones and stuff like that, they work with all types of
Mm.
crystals, and
Yeah.
it's so anyway. I did that there a whole bunch, and right now, about 3 years ago, I moved, but I was not planning on anything. I was just moving with my heart. I was moving with my heart. I was doing what I was called to do, and that feeling of being in my heart, um, just called me to. I had awakened a really powerful sense of wanting to be in nature and just really curious about waterfalls and mountains and forests, and it's just like, oh, man, I can't believe this didn't interest me before. Like
Mm.
I grew, but it did. As a kid, it did, but I lost it. I
Yeah.
lost track of it. I become like competitive with tennis, good grades, and then like college and like city and like, man, I didn't think of nature. I went to the beach sometimes. It was sure it's nice, but I didn't like,
Feel it.
man, look where I live.
Yeah.
I have all of this like richness around me, and I haven't been exploring it. So now I was like back into paradise with my eyes open, and it's like, this is amazing. I'm just gonna go like chase waterfalls and get to know my
Mm.
land. And I found this one that is very famous. It's really close to where I used to live. And first time I went there with my dad, it was powerful, intimidating. It's like, okay. Second time I went, there's this friend who was clearly in need of my help, and he was like, man, let's go to that waterfall that you go to, and let's eat some mushrooms. And I'm like, dude, I don't like, I'm open to it, but I don't know if we'll find, because
Mm.
it's not like when you want, is when everything coincides, because here is not like, at least here in this land, is not like very easy to find.
Right.
You can go walk for hours and not find anything,
Mm.
as you know. So we went, and he was like very very insistent in it, and I was like, okay, fine, let's go. And we spent like so much time looking, nothing, nothing, nothing. And then like last we're gonna leave, the guy's like, let's last time, let's look here. And he's never he doesn't even know what they look like.
Mm.
He's never seen them. Like, I'm the guy who knows, and I'm like far, and like I've gone all around, and then he calls me, he's like, oh wow, and I'm like, what? It's like, I think these are them, and I'm like, these guys, I'm sure they're not there. And then when I get there, it's two of them, two psilocybin cubensis, and I was like, well, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I guess this is the time, and this guy really, the mushrooms, they answer the call as well. They want to help this guy. So, and I thought they want to help this guy. So like, we
Mm.
went to the waterfall and asked for permission. I gave one to him, one to me. Ate it, just one, and
Mm.
and he had his process. And at one point, I was like, just really connected, and I felt called to the waterfall. So I went to the waterfall, and
Oh wow.
there's like this big rock. It's a big rock, and and down here is like the water of the waterfall, and the waterfall is just coming like this. And like when you get there, like you get there like 6 meters or 10 meters, and you're already feeling the wind, and you're getting wet. Like it's a lot of water. And as I stood there, I feel like the whole waterfall was just going through me, like, and all my emotions just I start processing my emotions at a high speed.
Almost
Like it was
ahead
just
of real
like,
time.
huh?
Almost ahead of real time. Like almost dealt
No,
with before it occurs.
I don't know, dude. I feel like it was just really intense. Like
Yeah.
I think that they're in real time, but it's just so fast.
Yeah.
Because I like things that I had from before, they're just coming up. So I was like, I was pissing myself. I was crying. I was shaking. I was like, "Ugh," and I felt like a little kid. I was
Mm.
like a little kid abandoned there, and I was really scared. And I was like, oh, and I looked at the waterfall, and I couldn't even look anymore. I was here, and then I heard like, it's like, hey, look at me. And I
Mm.
was like, and I was like, I look to the side, and there's this big wall of rocks in this waterfall. Like this waterfall is into the canyon, into the mountain, and there's this very narrow, and there's this like amazing wall in which you can see so many different things. But I saw immediately this big face of like a grandma,
Oh wow.
and I was like, I knew I was looking at the thing that was speaking to me, and he says like, if you wanna leave these things here, if you wanna be able to let that weight down, then this is the place to be. Like this thing that you're looking here, this body of water where the waterfall goes here, it's my womb. And this water, and I started to make everything started to make sense. I was like breaking water. I saw, she broke water. I was like, I saw the waterfall going into there. And I was like, of course it's a birthing canal. It's like a big ass womb vagina. Like it was just so clear at that moment. I was like, okay. And she's like, if you want to, you can go in this way, and you can go into the womb with this clear purpose and be born again with the river. And I was
Wow.
like, man, because it's intimidating. The
Yeah.
time I went before, I didn't know this. I tried to go in through the route that she was saying I should go out, and of course, the energy was just like
Yeah.
pulling me out
Yeah.
because it's a straight, it's very narrow, and the energy just pulls you out. So, I went there, and at this point, I didn't know if I was like, I questioned myself, like, am I just tripping and I'm gonna die?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like, but then I decided I was gonna do it, and my adrenaline kicked in, and I was like, okay, I'm going in.
Yeah.
So I did it, and then when I came out, it was just the energy of like being reborn. Like it's just
Mm.
like I don't know if you've seen the scenes of like Shawshank Redemption.
Feel like I've lived it. Wait, in the
Like
rain.
okay,
Oh!
yeah, like yeah,
Yeah.
like I the light and everything. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this is amazing. So from that, I was like, man, I gotta bring more people to do this.
Mm.
So from that, an event was born, was called Day Without Time,
Oh,
and
good
I
name.
started bringing people there to do that. I would bring wood into the waterfall, not the waterfall, but near, and would like purify the place. With pray, with give offerings, with talk, we heal, we ate. It was just a really nice
Wow.
time. And like the current owners, which I didn't know, they're just a house in the way, but I didn't know they were the owners of the thing. They never went to the waterfall. They just like, dude, the house. If you looked at it, the moment it was like at jail. It's just like they were
It's
like
just a
jailed
box
in
to
and
live in.
watching TV. It's
Yeah.
just very dark, and I was like, man, yeah, but it was okay. I went there and I did that, and with time I realized that the mountain really liked having someone who was going there, bringing people and doing that.
Yeah.
So I was doing it with my mom, and I was doing this at the same time, and then all of a sudden the window opportunity just popped, and like they were selling, and I'm like, what? This is for sale? Or what? What do you mean? Yeah, and I was like, I got this energy in my body, and I said, look, I don't know how, but I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
So just fast forward 2 weeks later, we're signing everything. I'm fast forward 3 weeks later, I'm there. I'm like, I moved in. I'm like,
Yeah.
when you come, you're gonna realize it's in the like big ass mountains,
Yeah.
and then I'm here.
Yeah.
Like I'm down there deep into the mountain, so the energy is just the river, the forest, everything is like it's an ancestral place, dude.
Yeah.
Like this place has all the indigenous vibes. So I lived there for myself, by myself, for like 6 months, and it was overwhelming.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming many times. It very medicinal. It's like long ass ceremony. It still is,
Yeah.
and in that time I kept doing ceremonies. I kept doing day outside of time, yoga retreats, um, tai chi, meditation, breath work, night without time. So I did it at night as well, the whole night. We go to the waterfall and go in complete darkness, walk in the
Wow.
forest in darkness. Um, just I started playing with like, okay, this place has infinite possibilities of therapy and initiations and ceremonies. So like I'm just gonna start playing with it, and I had a lot of fun. And 7 months in, I literally I was like, man, I want someone, I want a partner who likes this place, who likes this lifestyle, and who wants to be part of this, man. Like,
To build something.
huh?
To build something.
To build, yeah, I wanna build. So I don't want a girlfriend.
No.
Like at this point, I don't want a girlfriend. I want someone who wants to build as well.
Yeah.
So right before that, I had a partner, and she was really, she went and did the events and this, but she lived in a place where she was happy. She was happy where she lived. She didn't want to move here. She was not really wanting to have a family thing. Like I was
Mm.
like, okay, we ended it. It's perfect. But then it's like, okay, now I know what I want. And I had this friend. He's always saying, because um we were a group of friends who started this project, and he was always saying like, no, you know, like we gotta find our partners, you know, like I think I feel like it's outside. I feel like I gotta travel outside the country, and I don't know. I feel like calling. I was like, nah, maybe you. I'm
Yeah.
staying here.
Yeah.
I think that I don't need to move, and sure enough, like Maho, which is my partner, she came to the waterfall.
Mm.
So the waterfall is always like
The lighthouse.
the nest, you know, the one pulling all the
Yeah.
strings, you know. So she brought her here, and then she ended up in my house, and like we're talking, and she's like, I'm looking for this, you know, like this project and this, and it's like, well, welcome.
Mm.
And like we met, and then we spent like 60 days together. She pretty much moved in right away, and now we have a baby, and it's been 2.5 years, and we're learning and doing all these things. So it's a long introduction and so, but I think that it's a tale. It's my, you know, with missing out a lot of details, of course,
Yeah.
but that is in essence answering to what you asked me. Tell people who I am, what I do, where I am, and combining with the topic and the theme of this live, which I believe is teletransformation. And there is a very powerful lesson to be learned that can apply to anyone here, and that is, look, don't wait, don't wait to do the thing that you want to do until everything looks perfect to do it. Until your mind can say, okay, yeah, this has, I'm gonna, because look, I never in my wildest dreams, I, if I said, okay, describe the place, I could not have described this. It's impossible. It's too much.
Mm.
And what I could describe, I'd say, okay, but that's still millions. I don't have money at this time. I'm not the type to like be getting in debt and then having to live in paradise but stressed out because you have debts. I don't
Mm.
want to do that. But okay, I said fine. You know, that's not really what you want. What you want is the lifestyle.
Yeah.
What you want is to feel like that contact with earth. What you want is to be at peace. So do that right now.
Mm.
So I that's why I went to volunteer. You don't need money. Many times you don't need money to actually do what you want to do. Like people is, oh, I want to be an actor. It's like, okay, start acting.
Yeah.
Like just start acting. Like write your own scene and then do your videos for yourself, and like maybe at family meetings, or I don't know, just start doing it. Or I want to be a singer. Start singing every day.
Mm.
I want to be like, just start doing it. So like you want to be protector of the land. In my case, you want to be protector of the land. You want to be it's like, okay, I'm just gonna start doing that with the land that is available, because land is, nobody owns it.
Exactly.
It's like we think we've normalized that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, one of the elements, yeah, we can own that. But of course, yeah, you can't own air, you can't own water, you can't own the sun. But we're getting close to that. Like, there's people who own the water. There's people who want to own the air. I'm sure that eventually you get so crazy that they're gonna want to tell you that you gotta pay for the sun.
Mm.
But it doesn't make any sense if you don't tap into that reality. It doesn't make any sense, and you unlock it. So I went to just do what I wanted to do, not in 10 years. Now, what do I want to do now? How how does it look if I could live my dream life today with the possibilities and everything that I have today? And now you like collapse time and vibrational. Now you're vibing in it. Now you're living it. Now everything around starts, and now you're like, okay, this is insane.
Mm.
But that's how you hack it. You gotta truly vibe it to be able to attract it.
Yeah.
But you won't give yourself the chance to vibe it because your mind has all this logical plan on how to get there, and it just doesn't work that way. So
Energy is
you
everything.
gotta be bold.
Yeah.
You gotta be bold to let go of what you think is, and just get creative and see how you can live whatever. I don't It doesn't matter what your vision is. I'm sure if you have a dream and it's like, yeah, I would like this, it's like, dude, bring it into your reality
Mm.
today. If like, for example, you want to build a castle. It's like, "Ah, man, but like, I don't even have the land. I don't have the land to build a castle. I don't know how to build a castle. I don't have one brick.
Mm.
Like, okay, what can you do today to get into the reality that I'm building a castle? First, the castle needs to exist here.
Yeah.
So like, draw it. It's like, how big is it gonna be? How many rooms? How does it look? Okay, now I have the castle here.
Mm.
Now I'm in the process of bringing it forth. Okay, you don't have the land. You don't have the brick. You don't have anything. Okay, can you buy one brick? No, you can't buy one brick. Okay, can you gather mud and maybe have that mud and make it?
Yeah.
Just do whatever you can today, and you're all of a sudden in the reality of, oh my god, I'm already in the process of building my castle, and stay in that frequency for as long as you can, and you'll see that all of a sudden it's like, it's just the land opportunity out of nowhere. And and I met this person who like is an architect and he loves working with rocks, and he's
Coincidentally.
like, it's just coincidences.
Yeah.
Which I think that the word coincidence is not. I think that we need to un momentico, Hildo. Buenas. Um, we need to redefine this word coincidence because we tend to associate it with randomly,
Yeah.
and it means that the coincide, but it means that it was meant to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, coincidences, because that doesn't mean random. It means
Yeah.
meant to be.
Exactly.
So that's what I'd share. Give me a second. I'm gonna attend to this person who came.
Yeah. No problem. Are you enjoying it so far? Because seriously, those coincidences that we are talking about right now, and the laying of the bricks, and just forming something from the mind and seeing what happens, energy attracting more of the same when you're in that frequency, and just everything that goes into all of this, it's so paradoxically simple yet impossible to really fully grasp, if that makes sense. I mean, we met 2 days ago after 7 years, and here we are talking as if no time has passed, because time does not exist, basically. You're always here now, right? And when you're really there, present, things seem to happen at an alarming rate. Bastion, I have so many things that I want to share. Like, for instance, right now there is a car heading down the country of Norway from north to south. We could call it a vehicle of epicness, transformation, and things are going to get created. Meanwhile, we have people sitting not that many hours from here looking with interest as to how we're going to announce what we are doing right now in our place, the same place that Ao was talking about, where he has created his life down in Colombia in the jungle. We have a place like that in Norway on a mountain. Of course, fitting to the theme of the country or the land. And we are creating something that I cannot really fathom. I just know that I've had it as an obsession. It became an obsession. And I know that the people that I needed to talk to just came into my path exactly when they had to. And they had the idea, the sentence, the resources, the friend, the whatever it needed in that moment to bring the plan forward. We're creating Valhalla, just playing on that whole Norse mythology theme and creating something epic, merging ancient wisdom and modern technology and cutting edge science. And the things are happening right now. But we're not the only ones feeling the shifts. There is a shift going on globally, and can't really explain how grateful I am. Look at this. You're going to see everything. Oh, yeah. Oh, you need to update your microphone. Mind blown. I see myself and the plans I have for the future in a lot of what he's talking about. My past and the things I've done, gone through, the future plans of me and my fiance. Yeah, we're going to talk after the stream. Because, as he says, once he just started living it, people came. And as many that watches this video will also agree to, that same thing has been happening in the Legacy Forge, where all the people have come and it has taken shape based on the people that brought their magic uniqueness, right? And when you put together those resources and everything that we have so far, it, epicness is inevitable. You just, it happens. It just has to happen. It can't not happen because you're doing the things that makes it happen. So how can it not happen? If you never ask the universe for anything, and the universe is not going to know what to give you, and sure, it helps to want something. It helps to know what you want. It helps to really think and be grateful for it. But if you don't put it out into the world so that people really can see it and vibe with it, so the energy can amplify and the universe can actually provide what you need, it's going to be hard. But that's a whole different topic. We're going to talk about the whole cosmocentric worldview and things that shaped everything. But we do that within the Legacy Forge. If you're just watching this right now free on YouTube, know that you are standing on top of a snowflake, on top of a mountain that makes Mount Everest look like nothing. Because I believe that we are doing something that kind of forces us to expand consciousness. Like, I feel like pioneers. I feel like the first space travelers. Because the things that that are happening cannot be explained any other way. Although it can be explained scientifically, but kind of hard to really accept that. Ow, I muted you, so I'm not. You have to unmute yourself again. So many possibilities. We're going to create magical things together.
Okay. Is there anyone? Is there anyone in the stream?
Yeah, yeah. We have
I'm not.
one who says, "I'm mind blown. I see myself and the plans I have for the future in a lot of what he's talking about. My past and the things I've gone through, the future plans of me and my fiance. It seems like when you reach a certain point, you just want to create an experience for others. That's a trend that I've seen. A lot of people come in and they see that, holy shit, I can bring something forward. I can create this for other people. And then they find them, and all of a sudden, life changed. That's the amazing
I
similarity
think
that I
that
see.
I think that there's it's not for other people.
Yeah.
I don't think it's for other people. I think that inherently we're really selfish, and but
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing. It's just like, dude, I
Good
like,
point.
I like, I like doing this and sharing this with other people. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't do it, even if it's good for them. Like, I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. Honestly, like if I don't enjoy it, I miss the whole point of the main thing.
100%.
If you're not enjoying it, what's the point? So ultimately, we do things because we enjoy them. And what is wrong with the fact that I enjoy doing something because I enjoy it and also is amazing for other people? Then, oh, hat trick.
Yeah.
Everyone wins. It's
Exactly.
great. But then when you go deeper into it, you realize that it's actually no other people. It's just one thing unified.
Yeah.
So it's just that one thing that is the universe being selfishly joyful and sharing experiences with itself.
Exactly. Through itself as well.
Dude, the universe
Yeah.
is basically jerking itself off.
Yeah. That's a good point. But
It's
it
just,
is, it's exactly. And I think it's so paradoxically simple. Just be. Yeah.
yeah. It's just do find what you enjoy doing
Mm.
and just vibrating that. Just do it so much,
Mm.
um, and that starts like expanding, and other people will be drawn. Like I could not. At one point, it seemed selfish to me, even like, oh, what I want to do in my time is to just go into the mountain and light a fire and be there in the river and this. It's like go to a waterfall, and I just kept doing that, and now it's like, yeah, I that's an event that I do, and
Yeah.
people want to come and do that,
Yeah.
and like that didn't seem like an option there. It didn't seem my mind didn't connect. It's like, yeah, that's how you're gonna sustain your family.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean? It's like just doing what I like. Yeah, doing what you like.
Yeah.
Of course, if you what you like doing is destructive to yourself, if it's not harmonious, then look deeper into it. You gotta do some deeper work. But if you know it's in your heart, it's a pure purpose, then I think that that's the route. It makes you happy. If if that makes the place a better place, then that's it.
Yeah. I agree.
So what do you need help with?
Me?
No, you said that oh, you came, I need your help when I came back.
Oh yeah, no, I just needed you to unmute your mic because I muted you when you were gone. You have
Oh,
a
okay.
hissing microphone.
I do.
Yeah. you don't, no
in,
way
in,
you could have known that. So I just now we know.
in this moment as well.
Yeah.
Let me get the all this time.
Well, it's been when you're talking, I tend to fall into what you're talking about. Like I'm following the journey of the story that you're telling. So the kind
Let
of
me see.
it's like you don't see your nose until you watch your nose, right? There, but it's weird. That's one of those things that fascinates me. People really don't react to the sound. They get annoyed for something and then they get relieved when the sound is gone. You know, if you hear this constant hum all the time and you don't really pay attention to it, but all of a sudden it just disappears, your world shifts. Fascinating. We have so many things that I want to share, and I'm not sure how to really go about it because like the TTX Virtual is for updating the Forge, right? It's just tell what's going on and just to keep you in the loop more or less, and also share a beautiful conversation or something that just elevates the frequency a little bit. But there are so many things at all times that it's hard to kind of come.
Is that better?
Oh, you know what I see what I mean? It's like
That's
so, and your voice as well is like, is that better?
kind of what happens when you start meditating and calm the voice in your mind.
Yeah,
It's like, listen, I can hear the wind.
yeah. Wow, that's an experience. That's a tiny experience. Just one of those. Oh, I felt that. You know,
Mhm.
I'm talking about the updates that we have for the Forge, and to be honest, I have no idea because everything that we've done, it's been planned. It's been with an intent. It has been with discipline and all those things. But to be honest, I had no idea that it's going to become what it is. And when you're building the plane in the air, it's kind of hard to see what it's going to look like when you install the autopilot, when you're able to go back there and kind of arrange the things as you want. Because now I feel like we're at the point where things are taking a completely new turn compared to what I dared think about just a few months ago. Like the ceremonies, the physical ceremonies that used to be extremely exclusive, like one or two people every other month and never really shared with anyone. Now we're at the point where we don't just have ceremonies, we have regular ones globally. And I can't really fathom that. So to kind of transition into that, AO is actually having these things in Colombia and there are dates. If you are interested, you know where to find more information. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that this this land is, as every land is, this is a unique ancestry to it, and a unique it's a land of medicines.
Mm,
So many medicines here, so many, and so many medicine people too.
yeah.
And honestly, of course, it's oriented, or one of the important components, it's the mushroom medicine,
Mm,
the, which I know that your community is very um, like in tune
mm,
with that bandwidth of what the mushroom vibrates and what it brings. But it's not just, it's honestly not about the mushroom.
no.
um, what we offer here is about, is much bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's about a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's about, dude, it's about a new era for humanity.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's not
Like,
even overstating it. That's literally what it
yeah. And I mean, and that is like really massive too.
is.
I mean, that,
Yeah.
what does that mean, dude? Like,
Yeah.
how do you go into dissecting? It's impossible. You look, come for the mushroom, start with yourself.
Mm.
Like, of course, like, how do you build a new era for humanity? You got to build a new era for yourself.
That's a T-shirt, by the way. Just if anyone had, if you were watching this in the replay, if you want to use that last 5 seconds, dude, that's a T-shirt. That's you come for the mushroom. You start with yourself. It's
Yeah,
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 100%.
because it's how it is. So you will people come here actually to rediscover themselves, because sometimes sometimes we can't see our own limits.
Exactly.
So you can't see beyond what you think you are.
You don't know what you don't know.
So, like, who you think you are is not who you are. It's just who you think you are. And the experience of the mushroom anywhere in the world, but what I offer here, particularly with all the other components, is just designed and powerfully so to drop all those curtains and be like,
Mm,
holy shit, I can do all of this. I can do whatever I want. I can rewrite the course, or I can start writing now the course of this book that I thought was like, oh, this is just gonna keep unfolding in a very predictable way because it's been like that uh, for the last couple of chapters.
yeah.
So, or for the entire book, as long as I can remember, at least. And that is what we're offering here. Connection with the good life,
Exactly.
which is the here the place is called Aini, the sanctuary of the good life, in Spanish, but that's what it translates to. And the good life is like a table that has different legs.
Mm,
One of the legs is Aini. Aini means giving and receiving. It means reciprocity. It means that you don't need to expect, if you help a person, you don't need to stay there with your hand like this expecting to get something in return
mm,
from that person, because just how you like. It's just if you like wherever you go, you plant seeds.
Yeah.
Eventually, wherever you go, you'll also be able to grab the fruits.
Yeah.
But if you be like, oh, I'm not gonna, I planted here, but is it gonna give me fruit here? If not, I'm not gonna plant it. Or if this land is not mine, I'm not gonna plant it there because I don't know what they're. No, it's just plant seeds, plant seeds, plant seeds, plant seeds, plant seeds. Yes, and if you do that, eventually in the way that you plant is the way that you'll be able to harvest. But many times we go dry
Yeah.
because we harvest, and we're actually not planting in the abundance that we'd like to harvest. And to me, the cycle actually starts with the harvest that you didn't plant, which is the source of life.
Mm.
It's like it's an every time, all day long, every day harvest of energy.
Mm.
Like, dude, the sun, just receive that energy, breathe in that prana. That is harvesting all the energy. Walk barefoot. Realize that there's more food that you can eat. There's more land that you can walk. There's more water you can drink. Dude, drink 5 things of water, and then it's like, oh, I can't anymore.
Mm.
It's like, and there's nothing. It's infinite every day, constantly. So like, receive that first. Learn to receive the infinite sources of energy of the world, and feel just I need to share it because like I have so much.
Yeah.
I've now realized that that is infinite, and I open myself with my consciousness to receive it. Now I can actually, because of course I have so much. I'm gonna plant, and I'm gonna become, by doing that, my consciousness and my life becomes a multiplier of the abundance
Mm.
that already is. Yes. So I need is that mastery of learning to give, but also learning to receive,
Yeah.
which is everything. I mean, I need mastery of like your masculine energy and your feminine energy. Is I need mastery of the sun and the earth. Is the two polarities. Yes. So that is one of the legs, and there's different legs in this table, and every single one of them is like, because another one is Aiju, which means family and community, and this good life in Andes terminology is called sumac kausai. This is something that is thousands of years old, that they developed through actually living it, many generations. That is there, is our heritage. Is your heritage too. It doesn't matter, you're on the other side of the world. Like, I think Tibetan everything is my heritage too. I'm not I'm not Colombian.
Yeah.
You're not uh
Norwegian
Norwegian. Like,
or Viking. Yeah.
we're just beings of the universe, and
Yeah.
everything within the universe is our right, and if we are good stewards of it, if we're good stewards of it.
100%.
So so that is actually what is about, what this experience is about, and what I offer here. It's not just about, I the mushroom alone is amazing, but it doesn't excite me enough.
Yeah.
It's just one component of the actual formula. So yeah, we're opening TTX Colombia, experience here in the mountains. It's a place where you get no this house, which is not the house that people will be in. People will not pretty much come here unless they need to. Is the only place where you can get signal. The
Oh, I
rest of the
love
time,
that.
the rest of the time is like, you might as well just like, now that I think about it, I think that when they come in, they just give me your phone. I'll
Yeah.
keep it for 5 days.
Yeah.
If you need to write something, if you need to write something,
Use a pen and paper.
just use a pen and paper, and I'll have my camera. I take some pictures if you want to, but like, don't gift yourself the luxury. I think like billionaires
Yeah.
do that deliberately.
Yeah.
They're like, I need And that is a luxury that I think billionaires give themselves, or only people who are aware that they need to be billionaires to be like, because there's some people it's like, I cannot, my life depends on it, I cannot unplug for 5. It's like, yeah, you can, and connect with yourself.
Mm.
Don't call anyone, don't text anyone. You know how many, like, that is crazy, dude. Years ago, how many interactions you had in one day?
God, dude,
maybe maybe
but it
maybe
becomes
two, three,
more.
four,
Yeah, yeah,
2, 3, 4. Now it's like in a day, dude, I could chat with 60 people because it's my job.
yeah,
So those
exactly.
are all interactions. It's so intense. So like if you like don't do that, and you're in a mountain with the intention of knowing yourself, with the power of the mushroom, the only interaction you have is with yourself, pretty much. How deep into you can you go?
I'm still not. I'm still exploring depths. Like I thought
Yeah.
I had gone pretty far, but every time you really go intentionally with the experience of having done it for so many years, because you're doing it every day. Like it, as you say, it doesn't matter if you're on the medicine or not. It is the medicine to just be present, and you can go pretty damn deep. Like
Yeah.
that makes it a journey for me. That is like I hope that I never find the end.
And you never will.
No, I don't think I will. I mean, the
You
universe is
never
infinite.
will, as long as you're looking.
Exact. Oh
As long as you're
yes,
looking.
yes.
If you stop looking, which I believe there is a point in the journey where
It just happens. It's like it's kind of
I think that,
paradoxical what I'm doing. I think I'm just
yeah,
gonna. Yeah,
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 because it's like, what am I keep what do I keep looking?
yeah,
Like, I already saw it. I'm just gonna stop looking.
yeah.
But if it shows itself, great. But I'm not looking.
Exactly.
Um,
I have this. I just wanted to tie that
mhm.
in because this is the spell book. I write in this only on the mountain, only in what you would say my aina, like
Yeah,
aini. And I
yeah.
have another follow up, but it says reading for the answers is less effective than writing them. So stop looking for the answer and start writing your your interpretation of the answer,
Uh
because
huh.
everyone has that answer. It's just how often do you really contemplate what your truth is? So
Hmm.
it happened
Hmm.
when you just stop looking for information, stop looking for the solution, just be.
It's just that there's nothing to be solved.
Exactly. There is
Like
nothing to solve.
there's this paradigm that, the paradigm is a collection of beliefs, and that will dictate your reality.
Yeah,
It's just like lenses that you put. Like, imagine if you put on like lenses that are blue,
yeah,
and you forget, they're so big, nobody tells you about it because they can't see them physically, because they have their own lenses, and nobody tells you that you have lenses that are blue, and
mm,
you go through life saying, "Hmm, life's just all blue." Like, there's no different shades in color. You don't know that.
yeah,
It's there, you can see it.
yeah,
Same, that's a paradigm. And
yeah,
there's a paradigm that most people have, is that life, that you have to that there are so many different problems, and there's so many things to be solved
yeah,
in life. So like, you put it on, and like, that's the reality of most people. Like,
yeah,
I have business problems, I have relationship problems, I have health, I have problems. So what do you do with your time? Because for most people, it's trying to solve problems.
yeah,
And um it depends on the definition that you have for problems, but for most people, it's like something didn't go the way it's supposed to.
yeah. Ugh, it's Monday.
And that and that is like, that creates an energy of not harmony. Because if
Yeah,
something didn't go the way it's supposed to, if that's the way you're thinking, then you're perceiving that is out of harmony, out of sync,
yeah.
that a mistake happened in the universe,
Misaligned. Yeah,
that this no is not perfect. And it doesn't mean, there's another pair of glasses that you can put on, which is, it's just all situations.
yeah,
It's just situations, and there's like challenges
mm,
for your benefit. All of the things that happen are challenges for to invite you to grow.
yeah,
So when you look at it that way, the things don't disappear, they're still there. yeah, of course, like my the tire got lashed out, or it crashed or whatever. It's like, but now it's not. Imagine having that, and looking at it right away, and never once thinking this is a fucking problem I need to
Mm.
solve. Just being like, hmm, this is a situation.
How do I solve it?
This is a this is not a problem I need to solve. This is a situation I need to learn how to,
Mm.
or I should flow with.
Mm.
This is a situation
You can learn from.
I need to flow with or
Mm.
learn from it.
Yeah.
Because we say energy, everything is energy. Yes, okay, good. Energy is always changing,
Mm.
vibrating. You cannot create or destroy it. You can only transform it. Okay, so basically you tell me energy is fluid. It's always changing, like water.
Mm.
Yes, okay. And so the invitation is always to, if you learn how to flow, you're gonna reach a level of mastery incredible. But when you create a problem, it's like a up
Mm.
processing up solution, but then it's like it's not flowing. It's like
It's like
you
a
get
stone in the river.
yeah.
Mm.
But if you just it's a situation that I need to learn how to flow with. It's just
Mm.
whoa, whoa. So now you're just like, what situation here, I'm just gonna flow through here, I'm just gonna flow through here, I'm just gonna flow through here. And maybe the situation is like big wall of rocks, and it's like, okay, what's the situation, I'm just gonna flow with it. And that means staying here, and that means building up the energy till I destroy the damn thing and I keep flowing.
Mm.
But there's no problem. It's just situations that we need to learn how to flow. That is a different perspective that I think any person with a little intelligence can realize. Man, if I can live in that reality, I'd rather live in that one.
100%.
And you can just take those glasses on,
Mm.
put the other ones on right now, and start repeating it.
Mm.
And that goes into other aspects, which is programming yourself, and watering that seed that you want to plant. But
Mm.
yeah, dude, I mean, I could go on about many different things, but this is this is about the growth that the forge has, and these experiences that now one of them is in Colombia, but it's all over the world. And
Mm.
please continue to tell them about what's happening with this movement that we're all
Yeah.
part of.
Yeah. Also, just to add my thoughts on what you just said, because it's the most amazing thing for me is that it's so aligned when you do what you really feel like you have to do, and then you meet other people doing the same thing. The frequency, the energy, because that's the thing. The definition of energy that shifted it for me, because I have this one sentence that we don't have to go far into, but it's changed my life. I was nothing more than a subatomic quantum fluctuation vibrating in a vacuum on a Planck scale. I saw the mathematics behind how I was energy, and how all the things that I'd learned in spirituality and the things that I had figured out through my experiences and the psychedelic journeys and all these things was one. It was one thing. It was several perspectives of the same mountain. And then all of a sudden it was like, okay, but then is energy an emotion? Is an emotion energy, which is information, which is frequency? And then it just became so condensed that my reality was a direct reflection of the frequency of belief in myself. And then if I knew that I was the universe observing myself through myself, and I just operated on a high frequency, more energy will attract more of the same. And just that opened up the entire freaking reality, which is still kind of what else is possible but energy.
Everything.
Everything. There's nothing that is
It's like
impossible.
it's it's amazing
Yeah.
because realizing that one thing is saying another thing is possible. It's like, okay, it requires work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it requires work because you want to rewire yourself
Yeah.
to live in a state. So you wanna reinstall a different paradigm in which
Different
you are
software.
not identifying as this, but you're identifying as the universe,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
energy vibrating, and you are perceiving yourself and understanding yourself. Okay, how can I open myself so that I can have infinite energy to do whatever I want.
Yeah.
You gotta work on that. It's everyone wants to have, I don't know, I'm saying everyone, but whatever,
Most
like
probably.
everyone would like to have a tree to eat fruits from that tree
Mm.
right outside their but who wants to take care of that tree for 5 6 years?
Yeah.
Who wants to sprout the seed? Oh man, yeah, all okay. Don't throw it away. Take the seeds, take care of them, plant them. Oh, they sprouted. Okay, take care of it. Okay, transplant it. Okay, give it nutrients. Okay, water every day. Okay, make sure that it's okay. Okay, okay. 6 years later, maybe you're gonna be able to have that reality of, it could be shorter, of course, because we're not talking about the physical realm,
Mm.
but it does require that you value it enough so that you nurture it till it's a thing.
Exactly.
Dude, if you don't like, oh, for example, what you explained or what I explained, yeah, I would really like to live in a reality where like there's no problems. Okay, that doesn't mean that you have it. Are you willing to nurture it?
Mm.
Are you willing to nurture it? Every single person has dreams. Dreams are not special. I mean, they are. They are the seed.
Mm.
They're not really the physical seed. But everyone has one. That is, and if you ask 1,000 people, do you have dreams? Everyone says yes. Um, many many have forsaken them, but they have them. They know they're there. They just don't think it's absolutely possible, but they're there. Many say, "Yeah, one day I would like one day to do." Okay, but how many people are actually willing to nurture their dreams
Make
into a reality?
sacrifices. Yeah.
Not a lot of people.
No.
And this is not about a lot of people. This is about you, whoever it is you're watching this.
Mm.
Are you willing to nurture your dreams? Are you willing to pay the price to be able to live in the reality that you want to co-create?
Mm.
It's it's time to get honest with yourself.
100%. That's why we say forge the legacy. It's not supposed to be easy. Forging is. There are so many symbolic interpretations of this, because forging a legacy requires you to really take inventory of who you are, taking whatever you are, everything you are, and forging that into something new today so that you can have a better future. And then just keeping doing that, because the future that you have shouldn't be limited to one set goal. And then, that that's the amazing thing about the legacy forge is it's a movement. It's like a table. Although my table is called Valhalla, and we're going to talk a lot more about that as well. But inside of the Legacy Forge, we're simply just a whole bunch of coal pieces, a whole bunch of embers, a whole bunch of fires and forges, operated and maintained by each individual Legacy Forger who has their individual specific journey that they're on. But we're all walking the same mountain. We're all like walking around the mountain, helping people up some steep hills, telling them about the bear in the bush they're gonna encounter, shouting from the top, "You can do it! There's water up here!" Having amazing times. But we have already we've already passed out of time, and we're like, not time as in like, oh, we have run out of time. No, because we have all the time in the world, but we have kind of stepped out of the timeline and made time irrelevant. Time becomes very when you're in these conversations. So I see that we're already 1.5 hours in, which is pretty amazing.
I mean, yeah, like, dude, you told me like they just floated. So I don't know what your structure is.
No.
So you give this. I'm like a lot of water going somewhere. I think it's the ocean, but you gotta be the rock because you have the vision of.
Yeah,
So give it structure
exactly. I think that
if you want.
we have one more person that I would love to introduce you to, but I also told him today that I need to keep you mystical because, for what it's worth, like, he's one of the best at what he does. And I don't say that lightly because I talk to a lot of people. Like, Ao here is a freaking master. And I have been shaped and impacted by that energy and that presence. I have a lot of other people as well with that impact that energy and that frequency, and I want to show you everything at once. Like I try to update Pablo. That's the first when he came into the call. Try to update him like everything that has happened in the journey in the last 7 years in one breath. It was like impossible. So I figured I was gonna make it mystical and epic and just take it piece by piece and step by step.
Mm,
Which is why
yeah.
before we close off, I want to just share a few things of what we have already now implemented, what we think about that, and what is coming very shortly. The first is the 11/11/22 documentary. That is, many people, and myself included, have no idea how impactful 11/11 is. Like the date of what happened last year and what has happened after that, and the things and the paths that we have documented from that. Because there's a lot of things that kind of disrupted a lot of ancient paradigms. And to be honest, I am not a fan of suicide. I'm not a fan of all these things that happens if you go really out there and say exactly what you've found so that you can change the world. People tend end up in places they probably don't want to be. So we have been very careful about how we share this information because it takes down industries. Just going to leave it at that. That documentary is going to be amazing, and we have now been contacted by a whole bunch of people. That
And
is,
I think sorry, I
yeah.
want to compliment that because it's important. People might miss what you're saying.
Mm,
um he's talking about directly of the system, right? So
yeah.
when you wake up and you realize the system is fucked and the matrix basically, okay, you gotta be smart about it,
Mm,
because it's powerful, man.
yeah.
It's fucking powerful. It's not more powerful than life itself, but in this moment, in this reality, they have a very good grip of how
Yeah.
things work, and they understand the energy very well, and they okay, build
Yeah.
yourself first, do it in a smart way. Don't be like, the fucking system, it's like it's a waste of energy, dude. That is
Yeah.
like nothing to the system.
Exactly.
The best way to do it is within you,
Yeah.
to to look at the system inside of you.
Yeah.
It's still the program. Instead of pointing it out, it's like, yeah, how do I, how am I still consuming all these things, and uninstall the program for yourself. And if you are going to do something that is now a movement
Yeah.
to that goes against the system, I would not brand it as against the system. I would just, don't focus on the thing that you're fighting, because you're just feeding it.
100%.
Focus on the thing that you
100%.
want to grow. So like, so like, and then you're not moved by fear or by confrontation or by this. You're moved by love, and
Yeah.
and whatever happens.
Yeah.
Like, I will not tone down my voice if I'm speaking for life, man. I want nature. I'm not talking about fuck these petroleum companies and these politics. No, no, I'm talking about, man. Don't you love nature?
Yeah.
Look at this tree right here. Like, don't you want to take care of this? I mean, yeah. Like, look, it's dirty. Don't you want to clean it? People can put it together. Why it's getting dirty, and why we're not like. But don't like put the spotlight on the enemy. Put the spotlight on what it is that you love and what you want to grow.
Yeah.
And that way you're protecting yourself energy, because you're not entering into that war. You're just focusing on what you want to grow. And you, all people are gonna look at that. And that is a good way to fight the system without not fighting.
Exactly.
And
Just sharing the
is a
experience, basically.
yes.
That's a
So
great. Oof, thank you for that.
everyone gets to a point where they feel very conflicted with the things that happen in the world and with the way the system is. And we've always said, this not about fighting the system. We're not anti anything.
No,
We're for this.
we're pro everything.
We're pro. No, I'm not pro everything.
No, that's actually that was a quick assumption, but yeah, we were for
Yeah, but
life,
it's not.
which
It's
is
just,
everything.
yeah. I mean, I accept all of their
Mm,
things, sure, but I focus on the things that I want to grow. Like, I accept
exactly.
that there is distortion in the world, and within, if I zoom out, it's not distortion; it's actually perfect. So
Exactly.
I can, at that level, I can accept it.
Yeah.
Just like I can say I accept that at that level there's people raping, killing, and all these things.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm for.
Exactly.
I'm not for that violence. I know that it exists in the world, but in my realm of existence, in the reality I am creating, in the system that I am creating, I'm not fighting against any system. I'm creating a new one. I'm nurturing a new one.
Yeah.
I don't want that. So it's a better way to navigate it. It's a way to it's basically, look, if you strengthen yourself enough in that thing that you want to grow, you just become light.
Mm.
It's like, imagine a valley of so much darkness. It's really really dark. A presence of darkness that is huge, and then in the middle there is a well lit candle that is protected by a thing of glass. So even if wind blows against it, it's protected by its own consciousness.
Mm.
There is nothing that can threaten that light, because as dark as whatever it is wants to approach, if you want to approach, you're gonna become light, my friend. So up to you. i'm
Mm.
not going I'm not chasing darkness, trying to stop being darkness. So you be you. But I'm here, and this light is gonna become stronger and stronger until it becomes a sun, until it becomes.
Yeah.
So I'm not fighting against anything, but darkness cannot come and do anything to that light that is there.
Mm.
So understanding that is very, very important. It's not about confrontation with anything outside. It's about fortifying yourself. That is what it means to be a transmutation,
Mm.
or a transmuter. Yeah,
Yeah.
everything related to the violet ray of light and the energy and the amethyst and everything like that. It's like transmuting is not about fighting.
Exactly.
It's frequency is so high that anything that enters that field, it just becomes what it is. Like,
Mm.
what can threaten the sun? What can threaten the sun?
The sun is the sun, no
The
matter what
sun
we
is the
do.
sun.
100%.
Like as much darkness as like, oh, the sun, throw bombs at it. It's the sun. Like
Mm.
it just becomes a bigger sun,
Yeah.
because it takes in the energy, and now it becomes what it is. So so we in a way are like that. We can be like that.
100%.
So
I love the fact that you
okay.
bring all these different perspectives from, because there are different paths, there are different cultural legacies, I guess,
Hmm.
with my lineage and your lineage, like the wisdom of the land and the way your analogies and your wisdom is so tied to nature is just refreshing because it makes just all the sense in the world. It makes you see things in a completely different way because that's just nature. I love that. I wasn't really prepared for that, so I'm really appreciating it. But I want to do something that I've never done before. This is going to look weird, maybe for some, but I have this almost obsession with having a production value that is almost too much. But we're going to go through a few things in a way that is more integrated, I guess. I'm going to show you something here with you, Ao, and then they see the same thing like that. And I think that's actually good. So we have a whole bunch of things that we are doing, and 11/11/22, the documentary is not, as Ao says, it's not to oppose, it's not to create conflict or anything. Is to pretty much get clarity of what has happened, because that story is more than I was prepared for, and I'm really grateful for that because I can't really imagine how life would be without everything that has happened. It's a refreshing state of mind. But then we have the Discord server upgrade. We have tried to make it so easy for people to join that it's frictionless, but we're still kind of upgrading things, and you will see that once you're inside Legacy Forge. It's free. There are tiers to it, of course, but you get access to what you need depending on where you are on your journey, and it's your journey. We're simply just helping you up the mountain, as we said. And we have keeping up with AI. That is also something we have been doing a lot of lately. A lot of new people have come in and have shared their thoughts and their experiences with what's going on in AI. If you don't know what that is, no worries. We're going to create a resource bank. We're going to just share wisdom and experiences again and what we've learned around these virtual campfires so that everyone knows what this is and how you and everyone else and my 8-year-old son can create things that required a team and hundreds of thousands of dollars just a few years ago. You can literally create anything, and it has leveled the playing field, but it has also introduced a whole bunch of new questions as to what do we do now that we have to create this new future. What happens if we go too far? What do we need to really emphasize in order to keep our future safe? And I believe that the only way is to spread the awareness of what's actually going on and what that means, so that people can be more prepared. It's not about fear. It's not about trying to do anything different. But as long as you know what's going on, you're in a better position to really adapt to it. And then we have introduced the 3 paths. These are inside the Legacy Forge. You will find that there are 3 main paths right now: the warrior, the creator, and the healer. And all these 3 have different kind of resources and different challenges, if you will, different paths that will lead them to uncover who they really resonate with. So people choose one of these paths, and then as they go through the forge, they're going to get introduced to more and more things that kind of embodies the whole holistic view that we have. Like, everything is kind of part of one. It's that table with a lot of different pegs, and we're just trying to make sure that it is as clear, easy, and engaging and fun to go through as we can. So I'm pretty proud of this new upgrade with the 3 paths, and Brody and Shanice and everyone who's been a part of creating that, and everything that happens with that as well. I'm going to show you something. We have recurring global ceremonies now. We have Marius here in Norway. I'm going to get more into who that is. It was not supposed to be this off the cuff, but we like to do it lightweight. Norway, we have Marius. We have Ao in Colombia. We have Brody and Shanice in Rock Lake. We have Marcus in Japan soon. We have someone I look forward to introducing you to in Netherlands. And we have a bunch of people in Bali. And all these things are now happening. It's currently taking place. So we already have dates. We have everything that is required from our part to really make sure that this comes out in the best possible way. But we also need help. Like, I need a lot of things that I don't know I need right now, which is weird to say. But when you come into these new levels of life and these new chapters, you have to accept that you have to do things differently. And the way I have had to kind of face my own is what I bring forth and how we use that to bring it even further, right? So we're getting in contact with a lot of people that is going to make a lot of things happen. And if you feel like helping us, just create a free account and change your life. That's kind of it. Because if you go in and you get insane results from this, if you go in and you don't expect anything, and all of a sudden you see something different in how you live life, and you all of a sudden create your dream, then that's a win-win, right? If I can help you see how you can create anything, then that is part of what we do. That's the mission. And right now, as I said earlier, I have a van that is trying to come down here with a person inside who is going to share with me his story, who he kept it silent. Yesterday I just received a message saying that everything that was going to happen is happening, right? Kind of in panic. But he reached out, he's coming down, we're going to talk, and that talk will lead to a whole bunch of new insights. Everything was following the good production value until I hit the wrong button, and all of a sudden you had that bloop, the presentation behind so close to perfection almost. But yeah, a lot of things are happening, and Pablo, we have reached the
Yes.
point where we want to leave them with something that is going to, like, if we set the bar at changing their entire reality and just thinking that it's going to take as long as it takes, but if we teeter out and leave them with what's to come, I would like to co-create that with you. I'm also going to do something different. It might actually happen that I will take a vacation. So what happens in 2 weeks for the next TTX event is going to be interesting to see. But as you know, we have been consistent. We have been creating these every other week, and we are going to continue to create. But from the 1st of January 24, everything has changed. Everything for me is, in particular, because I have my experience, and my life will change so much that I'm not sure how it's going to look, although just the exact same, kind of. So I just want to wish everyone a fantastic road ahead in this new chapter because I know that it's happening for a lot of people and that we're all fighting the elements to reach our mountains. And you have a tribe that stands behind you. A lot of people is just rooting for you to create the best life you can so that everyone can just benefit. And with that, I leave it over to you. Oh, yeah, I know. Sorry for that.
The hot potato spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna give this. I I I didn't think it was gonna be perhaps, and perhaps it won't, like a final message for the whole broadcast, but it is for my part because I have people coming in that I. So like what you are saying is like, oh, like it takes too long to show me everything that's happening because you work a lot with digitally too.
Mm,
It's like a lot of what I do is has been mostly physically here in the land, like buildings, places, people, connections, communities, and that's how it feels. Like, yeah, I wouldn't be able to show you all of that in
no,
a week.
no, exactly.
Like it just, but I have people coming in, so I wanna go and tend to them as well, and I'll leave I'll leave with this: a little bit of silence is necessary. Maybe not a little bit, maybe a lot, to hear yourself. Many times we're in denial. Many times, what? Many times, no. Every time, every single time, what is stopping us from getting the thing that we want is always ourselves. There's
Mm,
nothing outside. Nothing outside. There is nothing outside that is stopping you from getting the things that we want. It's you. You say, no, but it's you. No, but it's you. With all the love, I say, shut up. It's you. Just hear yourself. Hear yourself and be brutally honest with yourself. With lovingly and brutally honest with yourself. You realize that there are some things that you don't want to admit. Some things that you're in denial. That you don't want to assume the responsibility of things that you've done. That you've made a mess and you don't want to clean it up. Fuck. I just not pretend that it's not there. Dude, you know it's there. You can't
ignore
you
it.
can't not know about your own mess.
Mm,
If you're being mediocre, if you're lazy, you know about it. Like your own consciousness is you're abiding by your own consciousness. Yeah, because if you know you're lazy and mediocre, you in your own consciousness, you should not expect amazing results because like
you're not
you're not
putting in the
putting that
effort.
type of you're not putting that type of energy to get abundant results if
Mm,
you're putting in scarce energy into it. So take the time, and as you know from processes of AA and stuff like that, people who are in addictions, like people who are they're already in the process but they don't know they're in the process, are people who are in denial. So like then if you're in there are some things, if you don't feel empowered and you feel like you're going, it's like I have clear sight and sight of the path and where I want to go, then maybe you're in denial about some things. If you feel hopeless, if you feel like, oh my god, maybe you're in denial about some things. So start there, and practice practice taking one step at a time,
mm,
starting right now. Like, okay, you're done with this podcast, you go off, it's like, okay, what is the next step? Many times we spend so much energy thinking about the future and stressing about the next 100 steps. Like, dude, just what is the next step? What is the next step? What is the next step? And and sometimes even like we think like, what is necessary to plan all these things? Is like, sure, but Why don't you leave that master plan to the mastermind of the universe?
Mm.
You just receive the orders of, this is what you need to do next. This is what you need to do next. Right now, do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. And in that way, you become a good channel for higher purposes to come through. Because you're not in the way with worrying, with stressing, yes, with doubting. Dude, the universe is like, dude,
Yeah.
it's like you are provided for. Stop worrying.
Mm.
Like just do the job that I'm telling you to do through your heart of that desire. Like that is, just do it. Imagine like that's a, a company, and the boss is like, dude, have I ever not paid the salary? Like,
Yeah.
I got you. Like, just do the work. Just
Mm.
do it. Don't be like, but if I do this, is the boss gonna? And of course, there is no boss. Yes, your consciousness is the boss.
Yeah.
So like if you go about it in a way that shows that you trust yourself, then that trust is rewarded. If you go in a way that you feel like you doubt yourself, did you would you give a lot of energy and everything to a person who doubts themselves in that moment? You'd be like, no, I don't want to invest. It's like you wouldn't do it.
No.
So like you gotta trust yourself. You gotta trust so that in another way you'd give yourself energy to do all the things that you want. Yes. So it's just so many different possibilities for maybe you're in the land, maybe you're in the city, maybe you're in a 9 to 5, maybe you're broke without energy, maybe you have health issues, maybe I don't know. But simplified, what is the most important thing?
Mm.
What is the most important thing? Yourself. Yourself. And sometimes it's hard. Dude, I have a family, like sometimes I go like, oh, the baby, of course, is super important, the baby, this, but if I'm not well,
They're not well.
what? So focus. How's your mind? How's your heart? How's your body? How do you feel? Start working on that one step at a time. Oh, but oh my God, I just talked to a person yesterday. Autoimmune disease. Every time he feels his body's burning, itching, he got diagnosed with a cancer. His kidney. It's a very hard situation. If you look at the whole thing, oh my God, it's an I'm too down the spiral.
Mm.
It's too big of a mountain. It's like don't don't look at the mountain. Look at the next step.
Yeah.
For today, drink that water, do that exercise, use whatever you can to help your physical body, use whatever you can to give your mind the nutrients it needs for what you want to create. Be honest about your feelings. Don't suppress your emotions. Feel what you feel, process it, cry it, feel the anger, feel the frustration, because all of that is it creates space for something new.
Mm.
So, but give yourself that time.
Mm.
Give yourself that time. Um, that is what say. And be fortunate because look, there is a community. This before was not possible
No.
without the internet, without people who be grateful. There is people who are gathering other people
Yeah.
who want to help you. There's support. There's support. And lose the pride. Pride is it's like if you need help, ask for help.
Mm.
If you need help, ask for help. There's plenty of helpful people here in this community. So let this become like a message from the universe saying that you're in the right place, and run with this message as far as you can. And when that runs out, well, come here again and ask and see what. Well, okay, this is my situation. How do I do this? Uh, and even if you don't come here, like life everywhere
Yeah.
will be will be with there will be with you, like helping you. will be taking care of you. Imagine like a baby. We're like babies. We are
Yeah.
like babies. We're just learning that we can create our realities. We're just learning that our thoughts, this, it's like, of course, we don't have a lot of, we do have the potential for a lot of power, but still, it's like, we're just like,
Still
imagine that
learning.
the universe is not going to unlock all of that right away. It's like easy, easy. So when a child is learning to walk, the parents or the more adult energies, the, the more adult energies, they are looking,
Yeah. Yeah,
and they will give you
scarily
freedom. And
so.
no, I don't
Dude,
think, I
when
think
you
that,
see your kid fall
but,
over
but
when they're
that
trying to walk.
but that's us,
Yeah, I know,
because we
exactly.
are, but a mature
Yes.
being, an all-knowing being like the universe is not.
Mm, no.
it's it's there for you.
Yeah.
If, yes, you will fall, you are not, yes, you will fall, yes, you hurt,
And you will
it's
learn.
fine, I'm here with you.
Mm,
You can, I'll send you this, I'll
mm,
send you this, I'm here with you every time. You just feel the presence, feel the presence of the universe with you, just helping you, and start a dialogue with the universe, with God, whatever it is, how you call it. Just have that dialogue, man.
mm.
It's so powerful. It's so powerful. And talking to me as well, sometimes it goes days without me, like, man, when was the last time I spoke to this energy?
Mm,
I'm just so caught up in my own thing. It's like, and when I do, everything,
mm.
because now I feel that energy. So know that the universe is always there, like a
Trust.
father would, or a mother would, with a baby that's learning how to walk,
Mm.
keeping his distance so that you gain confidence in yourself, but it's not gonna abandon yourself ever. So, and that is your ancestors, your spirit guides, and all types of beings that represent the universe in your life. So it's been a pleasure, my friend. Thank you for this broadcast. I think that
Keeping me alive.
I I was able to connect a lot of different dots. I hope that connected different dots for you guys. And we're doing this thing from the 26th to the 30th, right?
Yeah.
Here in Colombia. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be quite private. If anyone is like, man, that sounds amazing, I think I would really like to go. The way we did it is because it's in between like those important dates of the 25th and the 30th, the 31st, so you can still hang out with your family if that's what you're into,
Mm.
for those dates. And also, if you have doubts or something, like I told Torres, like anyone who's interested in coming, I'll happily give them 30 minutes, an hour, more, whatever of my time to listen. Okay, why do you want to come? uh, if you want to come, then, and you feel like you can't, what are your limitations, what are this, just walk you through, or help, or just listen to you, for whatever I can support in that time. um, so I also don't know what we will keep forging. I'm sure will be magical. It will only be to amazing things. um, so I'm grateful. I live with you, just wholeness and balance vibrations to everyone.
Thank you so much for being here.
I love you, Tor.
I love you too, genuinely. Like, thank you so much. I will see you very soon. Take care of your
Yes.
people over there.
All right, my friend. Bye.
Bye. For those people who wants to connect with any of us, go into your dashboard on the Legacy Forge and just keep an eye on that. You don't have to do it right now, but or you can go into the Discord and ask. But I'm going to create a button or something that just allows you to book a call, just a link to get in contact with people. Time went away, and I just had a little visitor here as well. We are at 2 hours, so I would have to close off. But yeah, thank you, Pablo. There's a lot of things here that I see is going on in the chat as well. Marius is out in Norway, basically. I wanted to have him on here now, but I think that I'm going to talk to him after this stream, and I'm going to create something that we can send out to you guys so that you know what's going to happen now. The 14th of December is actually the Norwegian ceremony happening now. The reason that I didn't say anything about that until now is because we are still trying to figure out how to pull this off because the website is down for the mountain that I usually rent, and the mountain itself is snowed down. So it's gonna be it's the logistical things. But if you want to join, if you want to go and have this ceremony with us, we're going to have several now. You just reach out, go in, create a free account, go in to Discord, click on the links, click on the things. We have everything right there. Every single thing that you have in terms of a question has already been answered in either the hundreds of YouTube videos that are out there, the questions and answers, the FAQs on the website, the knowledge bases, the AI, Orpheus the Wise, Discord. There are so many ways to figure out where to go. It starts with 3 paths. thelazyforge.com, and then just create a free account. Also, reach out to me if you have troubles logging into your account, because you don't really create a user. You just get swept straight in, and then some people figure out that they get an email. They have to check that email, check your spam, all those things to kind of, if they don't get in. But with that said, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for taking part in this historic stream, because the things that are happening now will blow your mind. It has to, because it is so beyond what I could even contemplate that it is blowing my mind. And I know for a fact that with my context, it should blow anyone's mind who is not really seeing the whole thing and they are interested. If they're just starting the path, I can just promise you epicness is coming. Epicness is supposed to be there at all stages of the path. But with that, take care of freaking family. I will see you in 2 weeks for a TTX Virtual. Might take some time off. Be yourself and just create. Know that you have a tribe behind you. And have a fantastic day.